Rain poured heavily over the parking lot, drumming on the hoods of cars, turning the asphalt into a mirror of trembling reflections. It was one of those evenings when the world seemed to be in a hurry to get home, everyone rushing, umbrellas colliding, grocery bags swinging, car doors slamming. But in the middle of that chaos stood Emily, a grocery store clerk finishing her long shift at Fresh Mart. Her red uniform shirt was damp, her ponytail dripping with rain, yet her eyes carried a calmness that life's hardships hadn't been able to erase. Emily worked tirelessly, stacking shelves, helping customers, smiling even when her feet ached. She wasn't rich, she wasn't famous, she was simply good. The kind of person the world often overlooks. That evening, as she clocked out, she thought only of getting home, drying off, and calling her mother. But fate had written a different chapter for her life that night. As she stepped outside, adjusting her jacket against the rain, she heard a faint cry. It was soft, almost drowned by the sound of the storm. She stopped, turned her head, and scanned the rows of cars. The sound came again, high-pitched, desperate. Without hesitation, she ran toward the noise. Her sneakers splashed through puddles as her heart began to race. Behind a black limousine, parked near the edge of the lot, sat a baby, strapped in a car seat, crying in distress. The door was half open, rain seeping in, soaking the child's blanket. Emily froze for a second, confused and worried. "Oh my God, where's your parent?" she whispered. No one was around. Just the storm, the cars, and the helpless child. Emily looked around. There was no one inside the limousine, no movement nearby. She hesitated for a split second. She knew touching someone else's child could lead to trouble. But her heart wouldn't let her walk away. She took off her jacket and gently wrapped it around the baby, shielding her from the rain. "Shoo, it's okay, sweetheart," she murmured, brushing the little girl's wet hair off her forehead. "I'm here." The baby's sobs softened as Emily carefully picked her up. She cradled her close, shielding her with her body from the rain, whispering soothing words. In that moment, Emily wasn't a grocery clerk, she was a guardian angel. What she didn't know was that she was being watched. Inside a nearby car, a man in a black suit sat still, eyes fixed on the scene. Mr. Anderson, a wealthy businessman known for his cold demeanor, had been sitting in his limousine, taking a call, when he realized his driver had left the car momentarily to fetch something. He had left his baby daughter, Lily, in the back seat, assuming it would be just a minute. But the rain worsened, and the driver got delayed. When Anderson saw Emily run toward the car, his first reaction was alarm. But then, he watched. Through the tinted glass, he saw her, drenched, trembling, yet focused entirely on his child's safety. She didn't look around for a camera, didn't wait for applause. She simply cared. Anderson felt something shift in him. For years, he'd been hardened by success, money, power, fame, but no kindness. Watching Emily hold his daughter with such tenderness, something inside him broke open. He quickly got out of the car and ran toward them. "Hey! What's going on here?" he shouted, his voice firm but trembling with panic. Emily turned, startled, still clutching the baby protectively. I heard her crying. The door was open, she was getting wet, Anderson stopped in his tracks. The sight before him silenced his words. Emily, soaked from head to toe, her uniform plastered to her skin, holding his child like she was the most precious thing in the world. He took Lily from her gently, his hands shaking. I can't thank you enough," he said, his voice thick with emotion. Emily smiled weakly. "Just glad she's okay." I think she was scared. The driver arrived moments later, apologizing frantically, but Anderson barely heard him. He couldn't stop looking at Emily, not with lust or curiosity, but with genuine admiration. "What's your name?" he asked. "Emily. I work inside, in the store." He nodded slowly, memorizing her face. "Emily," he repeated softly, like the name itself carried weight. "You saved my daughter." She shrugged. Anyone would have. But deep down, he knew, not everyone would. The rain began to ease, and the storm faded into a drizzle. Anderson offered to drive her home, but Emily refused politely. "It's okay, sir. I'll walk. My place isn't far." She smiled again, simple and sincere, before walking away into the fading rain. That night, Anderson couldn't sleep. He sat in his office, looking out over the city lights, his mind replaying that moment, the kindness in her eyes, the way she held Lily, the humility in her voice. In a world where most people asked, "What's in it for me?" she had acted without hesitation, without expecting anything. The next morning, Anderson arrived at Fresh Mart. His presence turned heads immediately, a billionaire stepping into a small-town grocery store. He walked to the front desk and asked for Emily. When she appeared, still wearing her red shirt, she froze in surprise. "Mr. Anderson." He smiled gently. "Emily, I didn't come here to buy anything. I came to thank you properly." "You already did," she said shyly. "No," he replied firmly. "What you did yesterday, no amount of words could ever repay that. You reminded me that kindness still exists." He handed her an envelope. "This is just a small token of gratitude." Emily opened it. Inside was a check. Her hands trembled when she saw the amount. "Sir, this is too much. I can't accept." "Yes, you can," he interrupted softly. "You didn't hesitate to help my daughter. Please don't hesitate to let me help you." Tears welled up in Emily's eyes. For years, she had struggled, juggling rent, bills, and dreams that seemed out of reach. That day, her kindness finally came back to her tenfold. Anderson offered her a job at one of his company's offices, not out of pity, but because he saw something rare in her: honesty, compassion, and courage. Within months, Emily's life changed. She moved into a better home, started helping her mother with her medical bills, and grew confident in her new role. But more importantly, she stayed the same person, humble, kind, and grounded. Every weekend, she visited the store where she once worked, greeting her old co-workers with the same warm smile. One afternoon, Anderson's daughter Lily, now a little older, ran up to Emily and hugged her tight. "Daddy says you're my hero," the little girl giggled. Emily smiled through tears. "No, sweetheart. I'm just someone who cares." Anderson watched from a distance, a proud smile on his face. That one act of kindness had changed both their lives. As the screen fades to black, a soft voiceover speaks to the audience. Microphone. Sometimes, the smallest act of kindness can change someone's entire world. Emily didn't do it for fame, or money, or recognition. She did it because her heart told her to. And life rewarded her in ways she never imagined. Sparkles, if this story touched your heart, hit that subscribe button, and join us for more real, emotional stories that remind us what truly matters: kindness, compassion, and humanity.